Hey everyone, welcome back to Somerset Place. As we continue our series about the enslaved community in 1843, we're focusing today on the Lydia Gaskins home, which was the 12th slave dwelling that stood along Lake Phelps. At that time, it was home to 8 people, including 48-year-old matriarch Lydia Gaskins. Nothing is known of Lydia's early life, but she gave birth to at least 3 children whose father went unrecorded. The 1839, quote, list of Negroes at Lake Phelps states that she was married to Isaac Sutton, but he was listed without any children, and it's unclear what happened to him after 1839. Lydia's only son, Peter, also disappears from the historical record after 1839. However, Lydia's youngest child, 24-year-old Hannah Gaskins, lived in the same house with her mother in 1843, along with Hannah's 2 children, 2-year-old Morgiana and an infant named Letha. Also living in the home were 30-year-old Cheshire Davis, his 3-year-old daughter Ladonia, and his 7-year-old stepson Lafayette. Cheshire, the youngest child of Suki Davis, was the widowed husband of Lydia's oldest child, Eliza Gaskins, who had passed away a year earlier. Before they were wed, Eliza gave birth to Lafayette in 1836, but his father was not recorded. 2 years later, Eliza married Cheshire on November 16, 1838. They were the second couple to be wed in the Lake Chapel, and Ladonia was the only child born of their union. After Eliza's death, Cheshire remarried in 1846 to Mary Fox, daughter of Jerry and Annis Phelps. The new couple had 4 children, although 2 passed away before reaching adulthood. Cheshire and Mary's family was torn apart in 1852 when Cheshire was implicated in a purported attempt to poison the overseer. He and 15 other enslaved persons were sold to a slave trader, forever separated from their kin at Somerset Place. 8 years later, Mary passed away, leaving behind 2 children, Hetty and Amos, who thankfully lived to see emancipation alongside Lafayette. Back in 1843, one other person lived in the Lydia Gaskins home, 20-year-old Annie Cabarrus. Annie was unrelated to the other members of the household. Her mother, Tiny Cabarrus, had died 15 years earlier, and you can learn more about Tiny's family by watching our video about the Dick and Abigail Blunt home. Annie married Alec King Bennett, both of whom were forced to labor as field hands at Somerset Place. Together they also had 3 children in the 1850s, Uriah, Mima, and Cora. Mima passed away in 1861, and with the outbreak of the Civil War, the 4 surviving family members were taken to Hurry Scurry in Franklin County. While there, further tragedy struck the Bennett family. Alec passed away in 1863 after he was hired out to the North Carolina Railroad Company. Around the same time, Overseer Lloyd Bateman wrote to Josiah Collins III on May 29th that, quote, "Annie is quite low. I expect she will die." Her condition deteriorated, and on June 1st, the overseer reported, quote, "Annie is not dead yet, but is helpless. Don't think she will stand much longer." She died soon thereafter, leaving Uriah and Cora in the care of her sister Abigail. Both children lived to see emancipation, returned to Somerset Place with their aunt, and found spouses. In 1937, Uriah was interviewed about his time in bondage by the Farm Security Administration. Emphasizing the importance of family to the enslaved community, he began his testimony with, quote, "My mother's name was Annie, and my father's was Ellie King Bennett. Mother was a field hand, and father was also a field hand for Josiah Collins. In the time of the war, the Yankees pressed the slaves so that several went up the country. My mother died and was buried at a place called Hurry Scurry in Hillsborough. I was about 15 years old during the Civil War. When we were free, we were not paid at all for our work. We came back to the same old place they carried us from," end quote. Uriah's testimony is one of only 2 accounts from formerly enslaved people at Somerset Place, and the information he provided is an important part of our site's interpretation today. You can learn more about Uriah's interview and the lives of the enslaved community by visiting our site, open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 5. Don't forget to subscribe as well so you can stay up to date with our ongoing YouTube series. Thanks for watching.